Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Nash, and for today's video I wanted to take you guys along with me in a day in the life of an Etsy shop owner and basically do a little bit of behind the scenes on what I do. So every day is different, so I'm not going to say this is a typical day. I decided to kind of get a little head start before the week starts and actually take advantage of the fact that I'm not doing anything on Sunday. I'm about to actually head to Walmart because I have to buy some supplies. If you saw my last video talking about how I did for July, was talking about bulk buying, and I placed a huge order on the 1st on Amazon of everything that I think that I would need. But since it's not going to be here in time for what I need today, I'm going to do like a small little haul of things that I need just to get me by for the rest of this week while I wait for my supplies to come in. So let's head out. I have a couple orders here that I have to drop off in the mailbox, and we'll get into all the goodness of today. So if you haven't already, stick around, subscribe, you may like what you see, and let's get into the behind the scenes. Here is the OOTD of today. I literally lived in this set. This is actually from Walmart. I got this from the boys section. I'm a very small girl, so I fit into the boys' clothes, and it was like I think for the whole thing I paid like $9, $9 or $10 for the set. This was on clearance, and then the pants were like $7. And then I got my Crocs with my socks. I'm a Croc lover. I'm about to head to Walmart with my assistant.
I'm ready.
Huh?
I'm ready.
It's whose wallet? Nash's wallet. It ain't Brianna's wallet.
But who be kind?
Now
They wouldn't fit in the wallet if it wasn't. Alright.
$17 for a Mountain Dew mini fridge. Brianna's dream.
Yes. So if you ever want to do a giveaway and give it to me, thank you.
So we're at Walmart, as you can see, and I was running low on
I swear to God, woman.
my white and black cardstock. I don't really have a specific preference on which one I use, but I really do like the Astro Bright cardstock. And then I bought a small pack of lamination, and that was the two main things I needed to get. So we bought a bounce. So this is my setup, and on Sundays I like to make it a priority to basically reorganize and clean everything for the week. It's my least favorite day of the week to actually work, but it's the most important because it sets me up for a successful week ahead, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna just take the next 30 minutes probably to sort through all of this, cut whatever's already been pre-cut. So like basically all of these leftover scraps that I have, I'll just cut them up to labels that I know that I'm gonna be using for this week, and then we will be all set for today. While I'm working on this, I'm actually going to answer a question that I got from you guys on Instagram. One of the questions was how my journey started. I had a problem and I found a solution, and with that I was able to start a business from it. So to kind of break that down, I remember that in April I was looking for a different set of cash envelopes because I was using the Budget Mom free printable envelopes, paper envelopes that you print and basically tape together for a while now, but I didn't like the aesthetic of my cash envelope set. I wanted something that was more simple and chic and minimal that went with my kind of style. So I went on Etsy and I did like a clear cash envelope search, and I found a shop that was literally exactly what I wanted, the style, the handwriting, everything. And I wasn't at a place where I can make those myself yet, so I decided to place an order and I got some. And I remember that I shared them on my Instagram, and a lot of people were interested in them and interested in purchasing from that shop, but she ended up not having her shop running for much longer for a couple of different reasons. She closed her shop down, and I was left with wanting envelopes and also seeing that people wanted those kind of envelopes as well. So I kind of challenged myself to see if I'd be able to make envelopes in a similar style and aesthetic for myself, and with that see if anybody would be interested in buying. I got the laminator for my birthday, and I wasted no time to start messing with the laminator, seeing how it worked, seeing how I'd be able to actually make the envelopes. And before I knew it, I had a couple different designs, and I went on Etsy and I made my shop ASAP because I wanted to make sure that I secured the name of Nashswallet, and you're not able to make a shop without actually adding a listing. So I added the couple styles that I had up there. I didn't tell anybody, and literally a day or two later I already had a sale on my shop, and I was mind blown because I kept it a secret for at least a week before I even told anybody. And because of the platform I was using, just a simple search for clear cash envelopes, people were finding my listings and were interested and were purchasing, and it just ran from there. More people were finding me, and people that were purchasing were sharing it with people that they knew, sharing it on YouTube videos, and the traffic came. And it's crazy to think that it's only been around 3 months, and it feels like I've been running this shop for so much longer from how much growth I've seen in these last couple of months. So yeah, that's kind of like my journey to the Etsy shop. I feel like a lot of people start their business because of something that they want, or they see that there is a need for it, and at the time there wasn't a lot of clear cash envelopes in this style and aesthetic. Now there's a bunch of different shops that kind of have similar styles, but I really took advantage of the need for it, and thankfully I've been blessed with what I believe such nice handwriting that has been used to my advantage, that I've been able to sell envelopes that I've been able to handwrite the labels for. So I just think it's awesome, and I'm so grateful and appreciative for the fact that my business is where it is now. And that's kind of like the journey to Nashswallet. After over 30 minutes, this is how we have. This is what we got working now, and much more organized. I ended up putting all of the scraps, so I ended up pre-cutting everything. As you can see, some of them are already labeled, and that is either some that I didn't end up using or the samples that I use. So I just put them in here just in case somebody orders it. I already actually have it written down. And then the drawer that had all the scraps now it just looks like this. These are just a couple loose sheets, and all of my actual cardstock is now in this drawer. And as you can see, we're nice and stocked up. And what I ended up doing was putting my new lamination pad on the bottom, and we're good to go. Though I have a pretty good system, I like to make sure every Sunday I just kind of have like a reset and a fresh start. And now the last thing I do before I'm basically done with my work day, just a couple hours that I like to put in before, that definitely saves me time during the week, is I actually go into the open orders and print out the actual slips of the orders I'm going to be working on this week, mainly tomorrow. Okay, so here we have all of my open orders. So if we take a closer look, we have 31 open orders. Like that is wild. The orders keep coming and I'm trying to keep up. So what I'm going to do is actually select all the orders that I'm going to do tomorrow. My goal is to get between 7 to 8, but I'm going to print the, let's see, we're going to select these. So those are like the oldest ones, which is the 28th. So we have those 5 from the 28th, and then these 4 from the 29th. Yes, so that is the goal of what I want to get done tomorrow. Those 9, so those are the ones that I'm going to print out right now. So here I go. Action, print order, and I just want the packing stuff. Hey, we are gonna keep it going, and I'm gonna share with you guys how I complete an order. I just got home from my job. It is 2 o'clock, and sorry, as I mentioned yesterday, I like to pull all of the actual orders that I plan to do for the day. We're looking at 9 orders today, and to do after, I actually haven't even printed the batches of orders that I'm doing today. I'm gonna do that now. So what I'm gonna do is select the 9 that I'm working on, which is orders from the 28th and 29th. And what I'm gonna do is purchase the shipping. So right here, I'm able to just do it all in one shot, and I do get shipping labels. And then here, anyone's information, but I just go through and make sure that everything matches up, and it ends up doing 2 per sheet. That actually works perfectly with the paper that we have here, 2 labels on a sheet. As you just saw, I finished putting all of the shipping labels on to the mailers, and we have all of the order slips cut and ready. So now comes the prep. Before I could actually even make these envelopes, I like to go through each individual order, highlight to see if there's any specific finishing, so the type of hole punching or the ink color for the actual handwriting, and then I'll go in and start actually taking the time to write out all of the labels before we start. So I kind of like to do everything in section. Okay, so I'll show you guys quickly with this order. So as I was saying, if you see the finishing on this order is A6 hole punch for all of them. So what I like to do is, so I use these 2 mouth liners to distinguish between the 2 hole punching options that I have. So pink is A6 and then blue is A5. So I'm actually just gonna take this one, and I'm gonna do that with all of the orders before I actually go through and write out the categories for every single order. After an hour and a half, the prep is finally done. I have all of the lamination pre-cut, and the way I know is because I kind of tally it up on a sticky note as I am labeling all of the orders, so I know how many of each style and the total, and I just made sure that I did that as I was pre-cutting. And here we have all of the actual orders that I'm working on, and they have the labels written, and they're kind of just like offset. So the prep takes the longest. It took me like an hour and a half to get all of this done because I had to cut some labels as I was writing them out. So this is the complete pile, and this is there's 3 orders here that I still have to get done, but this is basically the last phase. So I end up with a stack of orders depending on how many orders I'm going to get done for that day, and the last step is literally just putting it all together, meaning the finishing part. I end up cutting off the excess lamination if there is any specific, like how I have here highlighted, hole punching, and then I pack, put in the envelope, and tape it up in the back, and that basically wraps it up. My system and process is short and to the point, but it does take a while depending on how many orders I actually have. So for me, I found that if I work in piles and in phases, my system and order of the way I do things feels more efficient, and I feel like I'm able to get more done in the time that I'm working. Today there wasn't really much rush. So I ended up working a couple hours when I got home from 2 to 4, and then I took about an hour and a half break. I ate dinner, I did some stuff on the computer, and then I came back and I've been working for another hour and a half, and I'm about to finish up these orders now. But for me, since I know like the phases that I'm in, the hours that I put in, it doesn't feel like I'm working forever, because since I'm going through phases, I feel like every time I finish one phase, when I enter the new phase, it's kind of like the time resets and I'm working on something else. That's just how my mind works. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's all I have for today. If you would like to see a more in-depth on how I actually pack and ship my orders and the personalization I add to each order, let me know down below. I'll be happy to film it. But if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!